for the little Ed playing the piano. That was your favourite. I think that's your probably freak of the year, isn't it?
It's a pretty good one.
So what's this? Is it a man with a horrendous injury, or is it a congenital birth defect, or what?
Yeah, but you put it like that, and now it sounds like I'm being tight. Sounds like I'm being out of order. But I'm just giving him a mention.
Just giving him a big shout out.
Right. There's quite a lot going on in the freak world.
There always is.
You've been visiting hospitals the last week, have you, when we were away?
No, there was a thing on a website. This isn't even the one that I've picked, so...
So this is just a bonus?
This is a bonus freak.
Tease, yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
This is a free freak, right? It's a fella called the Lobster Man.
The Lobster Man, of course.
Again, good name, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get? Some succulent meat.
I like the idea that the vicar on the christening suggested that. I know you want to call him Mark. Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Look at his hands.
What's his name? Mark Michael Webster. Right. Right.
Have you thought about a nickname?
Not really, no. Have you looked
at his hands?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that because
Do you know they look a little bit like lobsters?
Well, yeah, but it's quite deformed. It's like, you know, we
Can
can't...
I suggest Lobster Man?
That's terrible, Vicar. That is terrible, Vicar.
Pidgey.
Go on then. We're gonna see. This is what the sort of feature you come up with, Carl.
So Lobster Man.
There's probably people listening now with, you know, lobster feet.
Right.
Lobster hands.
So,
Squid Boy.
So Lobster Man, what does Lobster Man do? Does he fight crime?
Not that much.
Okay.
Apparently he got into a bit of trouble. He was in a restaurant, and this was years ago, by the way.
And someone picked him to eat him.
No, so apparently the waiter said, "Oh, you shouldn't be sat here. You should be in my pan," or something.
Oh dear.
And they had a fight, got out of hand.
Yeah.
Got out of claw.
And yeah. So that was.
What do you mean they had a fight? What did he
do?
A waiter took the mickey out of someone with.
No.
Now, can I just make clear? I'm assuming his hands look a bit like those of a lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's fused, so it's just like two big fingers. They're
Right.
fused, I assume, probably in the womb, and they're just like, instead of like having 5 digits, they're fused, and But he can pick stuff up, can't he?
Yeah.
What does he pick up? He mainly eats crabs and jellyfish, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So he was having a fight with the waiter. He snipped off his nose.
Right, so anyway,
He just held on to the waiter's bib.
Yeah,
and the
exactly,
waiter was
yeah.
screaming, "Go and get him off me!"
Yeah.
So anyway,
does he eat other lobsters? Do you think he would eat lobster, or is it kind of? Would he feel bad about eating lobster?
Right.
the little cheek of the freak that we've gone for anyway.
The what?
The little freak of the week,
Yeah.
cheeky freak of the week. We've gone for this Siamese lad.
Okay.
Right, happened back in.
You can't have a Siamese lad, can you?
All right, yeah. This Siamese twins happened back in 1693.
Oh, he's got a date. Blimey, that's the first time ever.
Yeah. And all it was, he was doing all right for himself. He used to go on those circus things he used to do.
They're two people you're talking about, Carl. So we're going to him.
All right then. All right. They did this circus show, right?
Yeah.
And everything's going well. They're selling out the tents and stuff. People coming to see them.
Yeah.
He was doing all right for himself,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry, before I said that, did you think a Siamese twin was a man with two heads?
Well, it can be, can't it? It depends. There's
two people, they're conjoined.
No, but it depends, doesn't it? The one that I shown you in that book that time was a fellow with two heads.
No, it wasn't. That was a stupid picture in one of your stupid books that he had a growth that looked a little bit like it had a face on it. It wasn't a man with two heads. You're the same sort of people who send potato chips to restaurants and say, "Doesn't it look like Norman Cook?"
Yeah.
It's not two heads.
We'll bin this feature.
No!
No,
They're two people. They're two people. Conjoined twins.
Yeah.
Right, so these...
It's just that they just happen to have a similar taste in clothes. Okay.
Anyway, so they were doing all right, and it all went wrong when he crossed the road, got run over. The lad with two heads got run over. That's it.
What? How is that cheeky freak of the week?
Just because he got my interest, and I kind of thought, why didn't he just look both ways?
I'm intrigued to know
Why wasn't he looking both ways?
I'm intrigued to know how you get run over. And what was it, 1629?
Yeah. Well, it's horses and that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, why wasn't he looking both ways? Carl Pilkington, you are a genius. Play a record, you fool.
Well done, Carl. More cheeky freak of the week next week.
See what's going on.
In the freak world.
Universally speaking, Red Hot Chili Peppers on XFM 104.9. So, got a lot of Rockbusters coming in.
Yeah, all right, actually. People
Yeah.
obviously seem at long last to have tuned into your wavelength, Carl. Which is, of course, 104.9.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Should we give the clues again, briefly?
We just had an email,
Actually, to be honest with you, let's not, because we've already had a load of answers.
I know,
so,
yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
if you didn't get it first time round, you don't deserve to win.
We had an email saying, because I've got a bad back, am I squeezing Carl's head? Well, I've already had a little squeeze, didn't I, about half hour ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
Are you gonna...
You just got to be careful, because I don't want any strain, so I'd say keep still, whatever happens, and you're right there.
Could I have a squeeze, you know, just to, while you're not really kind of capable?
He's
Could I have a
allowed to
quick
squeeze it, isn't he?
Because
Is it
I've never squeezed it once. I've never
Remember,
done it.
sideways, temples, go quite hard, but not too hard.
Yeah.
Front to back, go as hard as you like, because that's
All right,
much...
well, I'll just have a try now.
Have a go.
No, you've got a bucket. He's sorted it out. He says every Saturday between
Yeah,
one
but
and
I'm
two. You
taking
can't
over
just-
from him
Yeah,
because
no,
it's
let
not
him
taking-
have one squeeze. Let him have one
Have a
squeeze.
go then.
So, the front and the back.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
get
too hard.
get round, so you got, that's it, right, now, use the thing like that.
Not too hard at the front?
No, really hard
really
at the front and back.
There you go, yeah. You got the hang of it.
Oh,
right.
God, it's good fun. I see
know.
why you like it. No, we'll just give you a side. It's great fun.
Yeah.
It's great, and, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, grip there with the short hair, but obviously not too much, because there's not much up there up top.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be doing that again next week.
Do you know, I got a form, right? Do you know I'm staff here, right? I'm like on the staff, I'm
Yeah.
one of the staff. Got some internal mail the other day that you have to fill out about if you die at work, who gets your money. It says, do you put yourself at any danger through the...
What did you say?
Well, I asked Suzanne, I said, does that, you know...
Head
Head
squeezing.
squeezing, is that in
Oh, but my leg lock round your ribs that time, and I had to. It was like like a little alligator, like a python and an alligator, didn't I? You get quite some, you know, you get a little bit of leverage. You can crush a man's ribs with with mighty legs.
Oh, something I want to ask you, Carl. There's that programme on now, I forget what it's called. Is it something like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Does that...
Oh, I did the non-broadcast pilot for that, because
Right,
my
yeah.
mate was the, well, you know, the Phil Belker was
Yeah,
producing
sure.
it, and I did it, you know.
And the premise of it is that it's one of those things about, you know, a conversation piece, the ultimate dinner party. I think you can have invite
people,
six guests.
dead, alive, or fictional.
Or fictional, yeah.
And, you know, you choose where you want it, and, yeah.
And anyway, I was just intrigued to know what Carl's ultimate dinner party. Who would pop round? Any of you cheeky freaks?
So what's this? I'm putting on a...
You're putting on an imaginary dinner party.
Anne Robinson's there, she's got to be there. I said I didn't invite you, she said, well, I'm there anyway.
Yeah.
So it was actually me, Anne Robinson, and 6 people.
Yeah.
And
And
I chose people like heroes, like Muhammad Ali, Homer Simpson, or stuff like that, you know, James Randi, yeah. So, you could choose anyone.
Living
and
or
then you say
dead,
why.
fictional or otherwise.
Would it look like a circus from the 18th century?
I'll have like a few freaks in there.
Like what? Who would you have?
Well, the first person I'd have is probably have Elvis.
I had Elvis. I chose Elvis.
Why would you have Elvis?
He's just good, wasn't he? He was good at what he did. Just have a...
But once you'd said that to him, what would the rest of the
I'd say
conversation
sing us a song.
Right, so you make him sing a song?
Yeah,
Okay.
he'd be like the entertainment for the night. When he's not on the stage performing, I'd probably have the Elephant Man there.
Right.
Well, so John Merrick, yeah?
Yeah, John Merrick.
Okay,
have
I've
him
got
there. Just-
Elvis, John Merrick. If anyone's out there and, you know, you haven't got anything to do, can you write down everything Carl says from now to a year and send it to me and Steve, because we might want to put it in a book?
Yes.
Would that be good? Just maybe someone keep a journal of everything Carl does and says, and
Yeah.
we try and keep a scrapbook of pictures.
Tell you who I would have.
Who?
Peter Kay.
Right?
He'd be good, he'd be brilliant. I'd want to be sat next to him, because he's...
Well, you're friends with Ricky
I'm
Gervais,
his
why would
biggest
you
fan.
want to...
No, but... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Peter Kay.
Alright,
Peter
fair
Kay.
enough. Yeah.
Which one, would you do him as himself or one of his characters he does?
Just as he is.
Yeah.
He's funny, he's a funny man.
Yeah.
Love him. What else? Probably, that fella who lost his arm when he was climbing that mountain. Remember?
He had to cut off his
few
own
weeks
arm.
ago,
Oh,
right?
that's, yeah.
Why would you have him?
I'd just like to have a chat with him and say, you know, what happened there then?
Yeah.
Well, we know what happened there. He cut his
Cut his
arm
arm
off.
off.
What would you
No,
say? Did it hurt? Yes, it hurt.
But I don't think it would hurt. That's one of the questions.
What are you talking about?
I reckon the shock cancelled any pain out. If you're stuck there with a boulder on your arm, you've probably got bad pins and needles, right?
Yeah.
With a big rock on your arm.
Yeah.
And you'd say, right, so how long were you sat there before you said, well, I've got to cut this off? Did you read about it? It was amazing.
What do you think the other people would be doing when you were talking about this bloke about cutting his own arm? John Merrick wouldn't mind.
Can I just ask?
Albus would probably be off his head on something.
Elephant Man will be having a couple of buns.
I hope Peter Kay didn't make a funny comment. I hope he doesn't make a funny comment,
Yeah.
right?
Can I just a quick
Well,
warning?
I'll just put bloke with one arm, bloke with...
Be careful, Carl, what you serve for dinner.
Yeah.
Because he's only got the one arm.
Yeah.
So, you know, certain things. I mean, maybe suggest something you can eat with chopsticks.
Or a hamburger.
A hamburger. But don't go with something like lobster. Tricky, you need both hands for that. And there's him and John Merrick teamed up. I think they've got one good arm each.
Yeah.
Soup, maybe.
What would you
was
give John Merrick? Buns?
couple of buns.
Yeah.
Have that woman in the boat who went round the world.
Why?
So you know how she managed
Pretty
that.
boring guests, really.
Hey,
But boring?
what do you mean?
What was she
boring?
going to
the one
say?
in the
What she
boat.
said? She was going, well, I didn't see a lot. I was in a cabin. Really? There's a lot of water. I was a bit scared.
The main thing I'd want to ask her, right? Because I remember when she did it, and there was an interview with her, and her parents were there or something, and her mum was saying how she's dead proud because she decided to, you know, go around the world in a boat as a kid instead of just hanging around on street corners and stuff. She said she didn't want her daughter to like be messing about on the streets at night on her own and stuff. She was a
Yeah.
responsible mother.
Yeah.
Yet she sent her off on a boat
Sure.
In the
right,
middle of the
right.
Atlantic.
on her own. So
Yeah.
I'd like to ask her about
I
that.
think even Manchester's safer than that, innit?
Yeah. And I'd have probably another woman so to chat to her. Probably go for Kim Marsh.
Kim Marsh.
Sorry, you'd have the woman who sailed around the world, right? But you'd have to have another woman for her to have someone to talk to. Well, why invite either of them then? If you don't want to talk to either of them yourself.